Good morning, all of you. Today's class is Unit 3, Fundamentals of Managerial Economics. Sometimes it is called Basic Elements of Managerial Economics. In this class, we are going to discuss about 5 basic concepts of managerial economics. They are incremental concept, concept of time perspective, discounting principle, opportunity cost principle, and eco-marginal principle. Based on that, we will discuss one case study and then we will summarize the class and what are the keywords available in this and the expected question in the semester examination. So these are all the things that we are going to cover today. The main objective of this topic is to understand the basic concept of managerial economics, and the student can be able to analyze and calculate the value of the economic indicator. That is the purpose of this particular topic. Let us start. The managerial economic consists of 5 fundamental concepts which are integral parts of decision making in a business. The following flow chart is helpful to understand the basic concepts of managerial economics. I will show the flow chart. Before that, let us discuss one by one. The first concept is incremental concept. The incremental concept consists of 2 factors. One is incremental cost and other one is the incremental revenue. The incremental cost can be defined as the changes in the total cost due to implementation of a decision on factors. The factors may be price, or it may be any product planning or any promotional activities. On the other hand, coming to the revenue side, the incremental revenue is defined as the changes in total revenue due to change in decision made. So the first fundamental concept we should know is incremental concept. There are 2 different concepts. One is incremental cost and incremental revenue. This is the first fundamental concept. The second fundamental is related with the time. The time factor is playing a dominant role in managerial decision making, as it changes all the economic indicators considerably. For example, in case of pricing, the time factor is a major criteria for a decision making. I will say one example. What is the price of the dailies, Hindu or Economic Times, whichever be? The newspaper in the morning hours is high. The price is very high. But it is very less in the evening hour and it will be very low in the next day. This is because the concept of time perspective. The price of the newspaper is doubled on the next day, either union budget or state budget, because people want to know more, they will demand more. That is why the next day of daily of union budget or state budget, it will be very high. There are 4 different types of factors in based on the time perspective. One is very short period, long period, very long period. So we divide the time perspective into 4 categories: very short, long, and very long. So this is the second basic element of a managerial economics. The third one is discounting principle. The most influencing business factor is this particular discounting principle. Why? Because the price of an apple is fixed 10 rupees. We may say the price of one apple is 10 rupees. The seller is having a basket full of apples to sell on that particular day. Suppose the person is ready to buy all the apples, then the price of the apple will not be rupees 10. Why? It will be less than 10 because of discounting principle. It may be 9 rupees or 8 rupees due to discounting principle, as the seller can save his man hours. He can buy another basket of apple and he can sell. So that particular man hours value will be reduced in the price. When you make a transaction in a bulk manner, the price per unit will be reduced. This is called discounting principle. The fourth fundamental concept is opportunity cost principle. The most important concept in managing economics is opportunity cost. This concept of opportunity cost principle is a best economic tool used for decision making in a business practices. Under this principle, the firm can select the best alternative among the various available alternative in order to make an effective decision. First, if you see the decision making process, first you have to list out number of options, that is number of alternatives, and choose the best. This particular axiom of opportunity cost will say about the next best alternative. Why? Because the benefit that will have been derived from the option which is not chosen. By analyzing and comparing the value of the next best alternative will give enough information about the business. In other words, the opportunity cost principle provide idea about the consequences when you have not taken the decision. This particular concept is applicable in all kind of situations. So as a manager, we should know the axiom of opportunity cost principle. The last one is equimarginal principle. The equimarginal principle is otherwise known as the principle of maximum satisfaction. The basic idea of this principle is that an input should be employed in such a way having a value added by the last input is same of all the users. In simple word, I can say an input it utilized in optimum way so as to maximize the profitability. That is why this principle gains its importance. The marginal productivity of each alternative is equal under law of equimarginal utility. For example, marginal productivity of product A, which is equal to marginal productivity of B, and also the marginal productivity of C, where A, B, C are the available alternatives. Suppose three options are there. In all three possible, the marginal productivity will be equal. Then you can choose any one, which is convenient for us, which is other factors is influencing. This equimarginal principle will give a clear idea about the business, how to take a decision. Here I am giving one case study. This particular case study gives some basic idea about how to apply the marginal cost, how to calculate the incremental revenue, how to apply the equimarginal principle, whether the price reduction is good or not up to the mark. All these things we can understand based on this particular case study. Let me read the situation of that particular case study. A company ABC is manufacturing electric bulbs, and the price of a bulb is ₹20. But the management decides to reduce the price by 20%. As a result, the sale increased from 10,000 bulbs to 15,000 bulbs. That is, when the price is 20, the manager able to sell 10,000 bulbs. When the price is reduced by 20%, the number of bulbs sold is 15,000. For that, the additional cost incurred in the raw material is ₹2,000 and additional labor cost is 800. This is the given situation. And they have asked 4 questions. What is the incremental revenue of the firm? Second one, find the marginal revenue per unit. Third one is, how do you justify the equimarginal principle when raw material cost is increased by 3,000? Actually, it is 2,000 is increased. Suppose the raw material cost is 3,000, then what will be the situation? Then finally, they are asking us to suggest whether to reduce the price or not. We will see one by one. First, we will calculate the incremental revenue of the firm. The incremental revenue refers the difference between the old revenue value and the new revenue earned. In simple words, R2 minus R1, where R2 is a new revenue and R1 is a old revenue. What is the actual revenue he earned? In case the price is rupees 20, the new price will be 20% of 20 is 4 rupees. So 20 minus 4 is rupees 16. The new price is 16 rupees. Now we calculate the revenue. R2 is 16 rupees into 15,000 bulbs. This is one side. And we have to subtract the old revenue, that is 20 rupees with 10,000 bulbs. So the total value earned in a new price is 2,40,000. That is 16 into 15,000 is 2,40,000. Coming to the old revenue, 20 rupees with the 10,000 bulb is 2 lakhs. So the incremental revenue is 2,40,000 minus 2 lakhs is rupees 40,000. Because the price is reduced to 20% from the actual price of rupees 20, the incremental revenue is rupees 40,000. Now we come to the next question. Find the marginal revenue per unit. How to calculate the marginal revenue? The formula is very clear. R2 minus R1 divided by Q2 minus Q1. What is R2? It is a new revenue. What is R1? It is a old revenue. Q2 is the new sale value. Q1 is the old sale value. So what is R2? It is 2,40,000. What is R1? It is 2 lakhs. And we know the sale increased by 15,000 bulbs from 10,000 bulbs. So when you apply 2,40,000 minus 2 lakh divided by 15,000 minus 10,000. So rupees 40,000 divided by 5,000 bulb, it is rupees 8. So the marginal revenue per unit of this particular reduction in price is rupees 8. Then coming to the third question, suppose the raw material cost is increased from 2,000 to 3,000, what will happen? The total additional cost incurred by margin is 2,000 plus 3,000, which is equal to 5,000 rupees. So totally already it is 2,000 rupees there. Suppose additional cost of 3,000 is there, then it is 5,000. What is the additional cost of labor? Already it is mentioned, it is 800. So what is the total incremental cost? 5,000 plus 800 is 5,800. Total incremental revenue already we have calculated, it is 40,000. So what is the additional profit earned is 40,000 minus 5,800 is 34,200 will be the additional profit we can earn because of this price reduction. Now coming to the last question, they are asking us to suggest whether this price is needed or not. Price reduction is needed or not. Due to 20% increase in price, nearly 50% of additional sales has been made. Suppose in monetary terms, if we say the firm earns additional profit of rupees 34,500, but its incurring cost is only 5,800. Definitely, the price reduction is a right decision under the current circumstances. So when they ask this particular case study, first you should define what is incremental revenue, what is marginal revenue per unit, what we mean by raw material cost and labor cost. Explain that, and you given in this manner, you can score all 20 marks in the case study. It may be asked in section C. Let me summarize the class. In this particular class, we have studied 5 fundamental concepts of management economics. What are they? Incremental concept, concept of time perspective, discounting concept, opportunity cost principle, and finally eco-marginal principle. And we have conducted one case study on how to calculate the incremental revenue and marginal productivity per unit. All these things we completed in this class. The keywords are all 5 fundamental or basic elements of management economics. You can expect in the semester end examination either case study or explain the fundamental concept of manage economics. Sometimes they may ask each fundamental concept as a section A. With this, I'm completing this class. Have any doubt? Kindly contact me. Thank you. Thank you for listening.